Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. Stay tuned until the end for a special offer. Hello friends, it's been a while. I've missed you all dearly, and I know that I haven't really shown my face on camera or done a voiceover in a very long time. I wanted to give you all a quick update as to what I've been up to lately and kind of what's been happening the last few months. As most of you may know, because I shared this on Instagram and on Patreon, I very tragically had to say goodbye to my two kitties pretty much back to back this summer. They were both very old and just got sick, and yeah, after several months of trying to save them and taking them to vet appointments and just trying my best to take care of them, you know, it was ultimately their time. And I just haven't really been in a stable enough headspace to talk about them, especially on YouTube. I think like writing about them on Instagram was a little bit easier because I didn't have to worry about breaking down in front of the camera. But even then, it just took me so long to be able to share this news publicly. I think I was maybe in denial of some sorts. Like I didn't want to verbalize it and say it. It just makes it so much more real. But yeah, I lost them this summer, and it was pretty much the saddest summer of my life. And growing up, I've always had both of them. Like they're kind of like my best friends, and had them since I was a teenager, and it's just really weird and empty to kind of go forward in life without them. But you know, I've had a handful of months to really just let myself grieve and process this loss, so now I can finally talk about them without just breaking down in tears. But yeah, during the time where I was just very anxious and sad and constantly worried about them and dreading this inevitable impending goodbye, I just didn't really put my work as a priority. I couldn't find any sort of inspiration or motivation to, you know, paint or make fun, cool videos. I pretty much just did the bare minimum to keep up with my deadlines, and outside of that, I just had no motivation at all. I was kind of just scraping by. And so that's why I haven't really posted on Instagram much, and you haven't seen me do a voiceover on YouTube. I also felt awkward talking about art or paintings and art careers in a voiceover without first addressing my cats. It almost felt like it was disrespectful to them to pretend like nothing had happened. But then I was also too emotional to talk about the cats. I just wasn't ready yet for a very long time. To this day, you know, I still find myself crying just thinking about them at least like once a day. So it's something I've come to just accept and try to familiarize myself with. I know that the grief will never fully go away, and I just kind of have to learn to live with this sadness. And yeah, it's I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to spend this video just moping about how sad I am. You know, I'm really grateful. I've read all the comments that you all have shared with me on Instagram when I post about the kitties, and it is just so heartwarming to see so many people reach out with words of support and encouragement and sharing similar stories. This was the first time I've experienced losing a pet in this way, like a pet that I've, you know, had since I was a teenager and grown up with essentially, and having to be the one to make the call for the vet to come and all that stuff. It was just almost overwhelming, and I didn't really know how to process it. So I just kind of gave myself a lot of time to mope around and let myself be sad. But I think during that process, I fell into a lot of very unproductive and perhaps self-destructive habits where I just was in this bottomless pit of sorrow, and I lost my love of art. I lost my kind of motivation to do anything. This like joy and zest for life that I used to have, I just kind of lost that for a while. And you know, time kind of is the best cure for a lot of these things. And once I let myself fully experience the grief and I felt myself slowly get over it, I kind of asked myself, what do I want to do moving forward with the rest of my life? It felt weird to just go back to a normal routine. And to this day, you know, walking around the house, it's really tough because there's like memories and almost like ghosts of the cats everywhere. And so I really wanted to find a way to get out of the house, which I know is tough during this COVID issue around all of our lives, but and I also wanted to rekindle my love of art, because I realized that it had been a really long time since I've truly put my heart into making something and truly felt that innate kind of wonder and joy in creating art. And I just kind of impulsively one night decided to go back to art school, or not go back to art school, to go to art school for the first time, because I've never gone to art school. I've always wanted to. And you know, I've talked a lot on my channel about being a self-taught artist and that you don't really need art school to become an artist or to improve your drawing and painting skills, which I still stand by. Like, you don't absolutely need art school. It's just, for me personally, I wanted a big change in my life. I wanted to thrust myself into a schedule where I would have a lot of external deadlines and some sort of rigid structure, because at that point I just had no self-discipline at all. I was kind of used to my new routine of moping around all day and being sad. And frankly, I just really missed being around people. I think, like, being an extrovert by nature and having to process a lot of the grief of loss, I just yearned to be around people again, because people make me happy, and making new friends and building connections with human beings is what gives me energy and makes me feel alive in that way. So yeah, I impulsively decided to go back to art school. I did some research. I realized I didn't want to necessarily get like a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in fine art, especially in talking to friends who have gone to art school and through reading stuff online. It seemed like that majoring in fine arts in a college or a graduate program, it doesn't necessarily like focus on teaching you how to draw and paint better. It's a lot more like conceptual stuff. So I decided to join instead an atelier. And a lot of you watching might already know what an atelier is, but basically it's a type of art school that only focuses on drawing and painting classes. It mirrors a lot of the traditional kind of apprenticeship or old school ateliers from back in the day. And the focus is on classical realism. And while I don't paint or draw realistically, I just really wanted to challenge myself to learn how to paint like those artists you see in museums, like Michelangelo or Bouguereau or Da Vinci or Vermeer. Like, I just really wanted to see if I applied myself, can I do this? I don't have the answer to that yet, because it's only been about a month and a half since I started. But I have really just loved this new experience. I mean, if you guys want to hear more about it, I can definitely put more content that's related to the atelier. Like, for the sake of protecting the privacy of my classmates and my teachers, I'm not going to say exactly where it is and what the name is, but it's a really awesome program. And it's very rigorous training. It's like a full-time thing, and it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And all we do for like 8 hours a day is draw and paint. And so the first year, which I am at, I'm a brand new student, so first year we're only allowed to do drawing, and only after the year of drawing can we move on to oil painting. So for me, it's been interesting because I primarily paint with oils, and the drawing curriculum, we mostly focus on charcoals, which I don't have a lot of experience with, but it's been such a fun challenge. And at first I was like, oh, I already know how to paint, like, I don't know why I have to do this. But it turns out there's so much that I don't know about drawing and just like the fundamentals of art. I mean, there's stuff I do know, but there's also like even more stuff that I surprisingly did not know and took time to get used to. Like something as simple as like drawing a cylinder or drawing a chair. Like, I just wasn't that good at it. So yeah, it's been a really humbling experience, and I realize I have a lot to learn, and going through this, really, I can feel myself like rekindling that love of art, kind of like those first few years of doing this full time, where every day was like a new experience and every small step forward felt like a huge win. It really just sparked a new sort of joy in me, and it's been really nice getting out of the house. Even though all of us are required to put on masks all day, just being able to connect with new classmates and be in a community of people where we all love art and are all crazy about it has been so rewarding. So yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much. This video is already like a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I just want to thank you all so much for your patience and your encouragement and your support, and I'm excited to embark on this new chapter with you all. I love you all so much, and yeah, let me know if you want to see more content about the atelier, maybe like some studio vlogs or maybe stuff relating to what I've learned at the atelier. I'd love to share my newfound noob knowledge with you all. But yeah, it's nice to reconnect again and to talk face to face, and I hope I will see you all soon. Bye! If you're interested in learning more about how to paint and draw, I have lots of art educational content on my Patreon page, including exclusive video tutorials, step-by-step photo tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and even surprise art gift boxes. All available at patreon.com/happydartist. I'd love to have you join my Patreon family. I wanted to quickly thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video and for supporting my channel and the art community. I've actually enjoyed using Squarespace for 4 years now to build and host my online shop and website. So whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com and visit squarespace.com/happydartist for 10% off your first purchase. Also, if you want to check out more artworks, works in progress, and just random daily artist adventures, feel free to check out my Instagram, and you can follow me at the handle @happydartist.